As we grow older, many of us start to wonder what really makes the difference between simply getting older and truly enjoying life in our later years. You may have seen people in their 90s who are still walking with energy, remembering details with a sharp mind, and living independently. At the same time, others at the same age may struggle with health, memory, or loneliness. What separates the two groups is not always expensive medical care or special treatments. Often, it comes down to small daily choices that add up over time. So today, I'll share with you 6 simple habits that have been proven to extend life and keep people strong and independent well into their 90s and even past 100. Before we start, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your state or city in the comments below. And if you have any natural health tips of your own, feel free to share those too. Someone else might really benefit from hearing what's worked for you. Habit 1, the 20-minute morning movement. One of the most powerful discoveries from longevity research is that people who lived past 95 all shared one simple daily practice, moving their bodies for at least 20 minutes each morning. This wasn't about gyms, treadmills, or lifting heavy weights. In fact, most of them did gentle, everyday activities like walking, stretching, or tidying up the house. The secret wasn't intensity, it was consistency. They treated morning movement as naturally as brushing their teeth or making their morning coffee. Why is this so important? Moving your body first thing in the day signals to your heart, muscles, and brain that it's time to wake up. It boosts circulation, delivers oxygen to the brain, and helps you feel more alert and focused. Harvard studies show that seniors who engaged in daily morning activity had a 40% lower risk of early death compared to those who were inactive. That's an incredible difference from something so simple. Daily movement also protects balance, strengthens bones, and keeps joints flexible. This is critical because falls are one of the biggest dangers for older adults. Movement also supports digestion, improves sleep, and releases natural chemicals that lift mood, like a free dose of happiness. Even short activity, like marching in place or stretching, can ease feelings of sadness or worry. Another benefit is muscle strength. Without regular movement, muscle loss speeds up after age 60, making tasks like climbing stairs or carrying groceries more difficult. Just 20 minutes each morning slows this decline and helps preserve independence. The beauty of this habit is that it costs nothing. You can walk around your living room, stretch by your bed, or use household chores as exercise. Start small, even a walk to the mailbox counts. What matters is building the routine. So tomorrow, set your alarm 20 minutes earlier and give your body this gift. Over time, you'll feel steadier, stronger, and more confident in your daily life. Habit 2, daily social connection. Another surprising discovery was that not one single person who lived past 95 went a day without some form of meaningful human connection. This doesn't mean they were always surrounded by crowds or hosting parties. It simply meant they made sure to share a moment, whether it was a chat with family, a phone call, or even a friendly word with a neighbor or store clerk. Researchers at Johns Hopkins found that loneliness can be just as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's how serious isolation is for our health. On the other hand, regular connection boosts your immune system, sharpens your memory, and reduces the risk of depression. When you talk to someone, laugh with them, or even just feel heard, your body releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which lowers stress and protects your heart. One wonderful example came from a woman in Ohio who, for over 20 years, has called a Different family member each day at 3 p.m. She says those simple conversations keep her mind sharp and her heart happy. And she's right, the brain benefits from this kind of stimulation. Because conversations require listening, remembering, and responding. These small challenges actually keep the mind strong. The truth is, staying socially connected doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as phoning a loved one, talking to a neighbor, joining a community activity, or even video chatting. If you can't meet in person, what matters most is the quality of the interaction, not the length of time. So, make it a personal rule, one meaningful conversation every single day. It may feel small, but over time, these moments build a foundation of health, happiness, and resilience that carries you far into your later years. Habit 3, Daily Brain Challenge. Living well into your 90s isn't just about keeping the body active, it's just as important to keep the mind sharp. Researchers found that every centenarian in the study challenged their brain with something new each day. This could be as simple as reading the newspaper, solving a crossword, learning a new skill, or playing card games with family. The activity itself didn't matter as much as the fact that their brains were being put to work regularly. The Mayo Clinic explains this using the idea of cognitive reserve. Think of it like savings in a bank account, but for your brain. Every time you challenge your mind, you're making a deposit. Later in life, when natural aging begins to wear things down, you have that reserve to protect you. That's why people who do daily mental activities are less likely to face dementia or severe memory loss. One great example was an 89-year-old man who learned to use a tablet computer. At first, it felt difficult, but soon he was video calling his grandchildren and even helping them with homework online. That challenge didn't just keep him connected, it kept his mind flexible and alert. Without brain challenges, the opposite happens. Memory weakens, focus becomes harder, and even simple daily tasks feel overwhelming. But just 15 minutes of daily practice, whether it's learning a new recipe, reading a book, or practicing mental math, can slow this decline dramatically. So ask yourself, what can you do today to stretch your mind? Pick something that excites you. Not something that feels like a chore. Your brain, just like your muscles, grows stronger the more you use it. And this one habit can make the difference between simply aging and truly thriving with a sharp, active mind. Habit 4, Daily Gratitude and Purpose. One of the most inspiring findings was that every single person who lived beyond 95 had some form of daily gratitude or reflection. This wasn't about religion or complicated meditation, it was about taking a few quiet moments each day to focus on what was good in their lives. Some wrote a short note in a journal, others said a simple prayer, and many just paused to appreciate small things like a phone call from family, a good meal, or a sunrise. Research from Harvard and the University of California shows that practicing gratitude lowers stress, strengthens the immune system, improves sleep, and even adds years to life expectancy. When you shift your mind to notice blessings instead of only problems, your body responds with lower blood pressure, calmer nerves, and better heart health. Gratitude literally changes your brain chemistry, releasing feel-good hormones like serotonin and dopamine. One woman in Michigan, for example, writes down one line of gratitude every morning. She says it helped her stay optimistic even through the loss of her husband and difficult health issues. That simple habit gave her strength and perspective when life felt heavy. On the other hand, constant negativity or worry has the opposite effect. Stress hormones rise. Sleep becomes poor, and the body wears down faster. Relationships also suffer when a person is always focused on what's wrong. Over time, this attitude not only shortens life but makes the years less joyful. That's why making gratitude a daily practice is so powerful. Each morning, before you start your day, think of 3 things you're thankful for. They don't need to be big, sometimes the small things mean the most. Over time, this habit can rewire your mind to focus on joy and purpose, giving you both longer life and happier days. Habit 5, the 2-minute evening ritual. The final habit researchers found was perhaps the simplest, yet one of the most powerful, a short, consistent evening ritual that prepared the body for restful sleep. People who lived past 95 didn't just fall into bed whenever they felt tired. They treated bedtime as an important part of their health routine, just like eating or moving during the day. Good sleep is when your body repairs itself. During deep sleep, your brain clears out harmful toxins, your immune system grows stronger, and your muscles and tissues recover. Poor sleep, on the other hand, speeds up aging, weakens memory, and increases the risk of heart disease and dementia. That's why this small habit had such a big impact. For most centenarians, the ritual was simple: dimming lights, setting out clothes for the next day, reading a page or 2 of a book, or doing gentle stretches. One man in Seattle even set an alarm for bedtime, not just for waking up. By doing the same steps each night, his body knew it was time to rest, and he enjoyed steady, refreshing sleep well into his later years. The key here is consistency. Going to bed around the same time every night trains your body's natural clock. Even just 2 minutes of winding down signals your brain to relax. This doesn't require special equipment or supplements, just small, calming steps. So tonight, before you go to bed, try creating your own ritual. Maybe turn off screens 30 minutes earlier, dim the lights, stretch your legs, or write down one positive thought from the day. By making this simple routine part of your life, you'll be giving your body and mind the deep rest they need to stay strong and healthy for many years to come. Habit 6, staying hydrated with purpose. There was another common thread among people who lived past 95 that often gets overlooked. They made hydration a daily priority. Now, this doesn't mean chugging gallons of water or following complicated rules. It meant keeping their bodies consistently nourished with enough fluids to support energy, digestion, and brain function throughout the day. As we age, our sense of thirst becomes weaker. That means many older adults don't even realize they're dehydrated. Yet even mild dehydration can cause dizziness, confusion, fatigue, and increase the risk of falls. Researchers at the National Institute on Aging found that seniors who maintained proper hydration had better kidney health, clearer thinking, and lower risk of chronic illnesses compared to those who didn't. Hydration also protects the joints, helps regulate body temperature, and keeps the skin healthy. More importantly, it supports heart function by allowing blood to circulate more smoothly. 1 study even linked consistent hydration to lower rates of premature death. The centenarians in the study had simple but effective habits around fluids. Some kept a glass of water by their bedside, others drank tea in the morning, and many carried the tradition of drinking water with every meal. They weren't focused on hitting a certain number of ounces, they just made hydration part of their rhythm. If plain water feels boring, herbal teas, broths, and even water-rich foods like fruits and soups count too. The key is to drink regularly before thirst sets in. A helpful rule is to sip water with each meal and again between meals, rather than waiting until the end of the day. So starting today, be intentional about hydration. Keep a favorite mug or glass close by, and make drinking a few sips part of your daily flow. This simple habit, though often overlooked, could give you more energy, clearer thinking, and the steady health you need to enjoy your later years fully. Habit 7. Nourishing the body with simple, balanced eating. Another habit shared by many who lived past 95 was that they ate in a simple, balanced way, not strict diets, not expensive superfoods, but steady, wholesome meals that fueled their bodies. What mattered most was moderation and consistency. They didn't overeat, and they focused on foods that supported energy, heart health, and digestion. Researchers from the National Institute on Aging found that seniors who practiced mindful, balanced eating had lower risks of heart disease, diabetes, and memory decline. Many centenarians followed what scientists call the 80% rule. They ate until they were satisfied, not stuffed. This gentle habit reduced strain on the body and helped maintain a healthy weight without complicated tracking. Their meals often included fresh fruits and vegetables, beans, nuts, whole grains, and lean proteins. Instead of sugary snacks or processed foods, they leaned on simple, natural options. Some enjoyed a small glass of tea or coffee, others included olive oil or fish a few times a week. They didn't think of it as a diet, it was simply a way of living that gave their bodies what they needed without excess. Balanced eating also supported brain function. Studies show that diets rich in fiber, vitamins, and omega-3 fatty acids protect memory and reduce the risk of dementia. At the same time, avoiding too much sugar or heavy processed food helped keep energy levels stable. For older adults, this doesn't mean making big, sudden changes. It could be as easy as adding an extra serving of vegetables, replacing soda with water or herbal tea, or choosing nuts instead of chips. Small, steady changes add up over time. So remember, food is not just fuel, it's medicine. Every plate is a chance to protect your heart, sharpen your mind, and give your body the strength to keep living independently. Nourishing yourself well each day can be one of the most powerful habits for extending both the length and quality of your life. Looking back at these 6 habits, the message is clear: living longer and better doesn't come from luck, wealth, or complicated programs. It comes from small, steady choices made every single day. Each of these habits, morning movement, daily social connection, brain challenges, gratitude, an evening ritual, and steady hydration, works together like building blocks, creating a strong foundation for health and happiness in later life. Think about how they fit into daily living. Movement keeps your body steady and protects your independence. Connection keeps loneliness away and fills your heart with joy. Challenging your brain keeps your memory sharp and your mind curious. Gratitude helps you handle struggles with strength and keeps you focused on what's good. The evening ritual allows your body to rest, repair, and prepare for tomorrow. And hydration gives your body the fuel it needs to keep everything working properly. None of these habits are extreme. They're small, simple actions that add up to something powerful. Remember, the people who reached 95 or 100 didn't do anything magical. They made daily choices that supported their health, and those choices added up year after year. You have that same power today. The years ahead are shaped by what you decide to do right now. So I'll leave you with this thought: which of these 6 habits will you begin today? Your future self, the one who is still independent, active, and smiling years from now, will thank you for the step you take today. Because life isn't just about how long we live, but about how fully we enjoy the time we're given.